At the end of 1912, the Albanian people took the greatest step in their history, the Declaration of Independence, an act that reshaped the Balkans and shook the Ottoman Empire to its core. But how did the Ottomans react? Why did the empire refuse to recognize Albania's independence? And how did everything change with the rise of Ataturk? When independence was proclaimed in Vlora, the Ottoman Empire was already collapsing. The Balkan Wars had shattered its army. Provinces were falling one by one. Yet one thing was certain: the Sublime Porte did not accept Albania's independence. The government in Istanbul announced it could offer Albania only autonomy, not sovereignty. Why? Because Albania was more than just another province. It was the western defensive wall of the empire. An independent Albania meant strategic loss, weaker influence, and growing pressure from Serbia, Montenegro, and Greece. For the Sultan, Albania's independence was not only a shock, it was a threat. Although Istanbul labeled the independence movement a rebellion, the truth was simple. The empire could do nothing to stop it. Its army was exhausted, scattered, and in full retreat. Units stationed in Albania, in Berat, Vlora, Janina, no longer had the strength for any offensive. Some officers tried to show resistance, but quickly realized the Albanians were not turning back. Ottoman rule in the region was fading, like a candle in the wind. At the moment independence was declared, the Ottoman Grand Vizier was Kamil Pasha, a conservative figure and a rival of the Young Turks. He called Albania's move an adventure, yet, ironically, sent a telegram to Ismail Kemali. "We can offer autonomy, but we cannot recognize independence." In Vlora, the response was cold and firm. Albania had begun its journey, and there was no turning back. Meanwhile, the Young Turks had their own logic. Albania must remain inside the empire. Talat Pasha stated it plainly: "Albanians are our western shield." But their strict centralization policies, pressure against the Albanian language, and refusal to respect local autonomy pushed Albanians further and further away. The rebellions from 1910 up to the Declaration of Independence were the result of this rigid vision. Right after independence, Albania was still far from a functioning state. The provisional government controlled only Vlora and a small surrounding area. Everywhere else, reality was harsh. Powerful local families ruled their own zones. Remnants of the Ottoman army wandered without command. Serbian and Greek forces pressed forward. Thousands of Albanian refugees fled from Kosovo and Macedonia. In many villages, order belonged not to the state, but to clans. Albania was being born, but in the middle of chaos. The reasons were clear. First, Albania was a strategic territory on the Adriatic. Second, Albanian elites in the army and administration were pillars of the empire. Third, an independent Albania risked aligning with Austria-Hungary or Italy. For the Sublime Porte, Albanian independence felt not only like a loss, but a betrayal. The empire's refusal, combined with internal weakness, helped ignite the later uprising of Haxi Kamil, a revolt of poverty, fear, and loyalty to the old Ottoman order. Their slogan was famous: "We want the Sultan back." But the era of empires was ending. Albania would not return to the past. After the fall of the Ottoman Empire, a new chapter began in Turkey, the Republic of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, and with it, a completely new stance toward Albania. Atatürk clearly stated, "We firmly respect Albania's independence." Republican Turkey sought no influence, no intervention. Instead, it built friendly relations and often supported Albania diplomatically, especially against Italian ambitions. For the first time, Tirana and Ankara stood side by side as two independent, sovereign states. The story of Albania's independence is the story of a people rising above chaos, conflict, and empires that had ruled them for centuries. The Ottoman and later Turkish stance, from rejection to recognition, mirrors the transformation of an entire era, from the Sublime Porte to the modern republic, from domination to sovereignty. And so, on November 28, 1912, Albanians gained not only their independence, they gained their future.